Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I am here with another application review for you guys here, and I'm sure some of you guys can tell already, I did get my new video camera. The picture should look a little bit clearer on this actually. It's going to be 16 by 9 video quality, so you got the full widescreen effect, and then also down here there is HD function, so I'm trying to bring you guys the best quality for the app reviews and other videos as possible. So we're going to start this review off. I know I haven't done an app review in a while. I'm sorry if this review I kind of have a little bit of a lisp. Actually, Friday, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. That's why I haven't done any app reviews in a while, because I really wasn't able to talk. But as you see, we can do some higher quality app reviews now. I can zoom in and everything. Should get a good quality out of these videos now. But we're going to start this review off with my first application, which is going to be called SwagBucks. And when I got it, it was actually temporarily free, so I'm not sure if it's still free, but you might want to go check it out as soon as possible. So what SwagBucks is it is linked through your Twitter, and through Twitter you will find other people's tweets with different movies. So if you're not looking for a critique review, because sometimes the critics don't always give the best actual reviews of movies, so if you're just looking for a huge public response to a certain movie, maybe expectations for movies, trailers and releases, or just a review, some people saying their first reactions and responses to actually seeing the movie, then you can always come in here. And it's organized very nicely actually. Over here you have the top HUD with some of the new movies that have just been released, quick tabs to get to, but down at the bottom you have 4 tabs, top 10 movies, which are the top 10 movies currently in theaters, coming soon, so those are going to be expectations and pretty much just announcements for movies coming soon to theaters, in theaters. Now we'll give you a pretty nice list actually of all the movies in theaters, and then down here we're going to have the Fandango 5. So we'll start at the bottom. Fandango 5 is going to have the top 5 movies according to Fandango.com, and through those you can actually just click and you'll be able to find tweets with that search. In theaters now will give you a full list of all the movies that are in theaters now, ones that have been released a while ago and also the new ones just a hit. Coming soon is going to be, like I said, and obviously in the title, movies that are going to be coming soon into theaters, and you can find soon expectations for different tweets. And then top 10 movies, I'll give you an example here of what it actually looks like. Let's say we're going to go into District 9, so we'll click District 9. And it's grabbing tweets right now as you see at the top of the screen, and it's just compiling all the different tweets that people have composed lately of District 9. So here we are, this guy, Dana Trainer, or girl, sorry, Dana, it says going to see District 9, so some of them are just going to be kind of little things that really aren't really helpful, but here you go. Jim from Chicago, this is actually kind of helpful. District 9 was overrated. So there you go. You've heard all these huge hype about District 9 being so great and everything, but Jim apparently doesn't like District 9 too much, so there's an opinion that you have from a random person. But anyway, that's pretty much going to be the entire app. I do recommend to go check it out, especially if you're not one of those people that always loves the whole critique reviews. That's going to be called SwagBucks, a temporarily free app from the App Store. And my next one is going to be a very short review, but it is going to be a rather useful one, especially with Hurricane Bill. Yeah, that is my name. That's pretty cool, actually. Hurricane Bill coming into season right now, or actually already starting. This is going to be called Hurricane List, and this is going to be a rather large, yet very detailed list of all the things that are required to pretty much survive and be able to withstand a hurricane. So it's a huge list. We'll go down the entire thing. Just list of hundreds of different things that you should have. So we'll stop right here, and we'll say, here's an example, maybe one that's not so necessary and actually life necessary to actually survive, but Swiss Army knife. So you can check it, or you can click this blue arrow on the right, and by clicking there, it'll give you a small description of maybe why you would need a Swiss Army knife. Swiss Army knives are very handy tools to have. They have many useful tools combined into one small item. So we go back up, and we'll go up to the more ones that you kind of need. Let's say bottled water. So we have check for bottled water, or you can click the blue arrow like I was saying. You need 1 gallon of water per person per day. Keep at least 3 to 7 day supply. So that's kind of an example. I'm not going to read you the entire thing, but that's definitely the nicest thing about it. And I believe that you can actually take a photo of what it's trying to show you. So I'm sure most of you know what bottled water looks like, but let's try and go find something a little bit more difficult. Rope. So we'll go in here, look at a photo of rope. So that's the kind of rope that we're going to be looking for, not string, not huge Indiana Jones whip rope, but that's kind of a nice application, especially if you live towards the, I don't know, Florida. I live in Ohio, so I'm pretty safe with the whole hurricane situation, but I know a lot of people are suffering through that, so I do recommend to go check it out. I think it's free, not 100% sure. Check the annotations up here and the more info over here, but that is going to be called Hurricane List, a rather nice and useful utility that you can find in the App Store. And my next app for you guys is going to be another Twitter client called SimplyTweet, and it definitely lives up to its name. It is a rather simple and basic Twitter client. It's not going to have all the full-packed mumbo-jumbo that you can find in the heavier priced Twitter clients, but it's definitely going to be able to get you through the basics if you're just a standard user to Twitter. So here down at the bottom you have your HUD of all the basics you can really do. You have friends, which is all the people you're following and their tweets shown up here as you see. Down over here, mentions, which will show you all the @replies that you've actually received to yourself. Messages will have your inbox and your sent. Search, you can search any type of tweet for a specific word within a 1, 2, 5, 10, or 50 kilometer radius, or all. More, this is where it gets a little bit more in depth. It has stuff like trending topics, your favorite tweets, going to a user just to see their specific tweet page, and a crud load more. So it does have quite a few nice features. I believe this app is 99 cents. If you're a standard Twitter user and you're more of a basic type of person, then I do recommend to get it. It does have all the functions of like twitter.com, and then also it does have up here the where you can actually write a new tweet, but it is a standard, more basic Twitter client. I do recommend to check it if you're a basic kind of person, but if you're one of those heavy Twitters that kind of tweets a billion times a day, then you might want to pass up and try and get a little bit more of an upgraded version. That's going to be called SimplyTweet, I believe a 99-cent app from the App Store. And my next one is one that's kind of unheard of, but is pretty addicting actually, and I've never seen a gameplay like this, and it's going to be called Arctic Shuffle. It's very fun gameplay, and what you do is you have these different shuffle pads that you kind of need to shoot towards a target that you need to land in. It will bounce and ricochet off the sides of the screens and whatnot, and scratch that, you don't have a shuffle pad you're shooting penguins, so that's a little bit different. This is called Arctic Shuffle 2, as you see right here, and from the main menu you have play, help, settings, and more games. Not too many settings you can really do, there's different sound effects and music. But anyway, play, we'll go through play. There's quite a few levels, they are nicely organized as well, which is definitely a nice feature. I like games that have their levels nicely structured. So you have beginners, easy, medium, so it goes through all the levels. Here's the titles on the left, your score will be right here, and then you can also just go straight into play. So we'll go into an easier level, and we'll go to beginner's luck. So it's loading. It does take a few seconds to load between levels, but as you see, not too many. So what you do, pull back on our penguin right here, and we need to actually be able to get into this target. So you pull back, and due to how you pull, it will be inverted. So go left, it goes right, and from how close you are is how distance, pull back more, and it goes farther. So very simple, really simple controls. It's definitely nice to be able to pick up on them at first. It might be a little bit rough for you, but it definitely does get a little easier as you go on. So going anywhere in the target does count as a passing grade pretty much. You don't need to get closer to the center, you don't need to get in the middle bullseye. It is wherever you land, you will be able to pass. And as you see here at the end of each level, it does give you your score with a difficulty bonus, penguin bonus, and time bonus, and then your total score. My personal best is that. And then you can go back to try again if you fail, levels if you want to go back to that list of levels that we just saw, or next level. So that was the first level of quite a few, tens and tens and tens of levels, maybe 100, I'm not sure how many actually. But as you see, just on the second level, it does get more challenging. Not too difficult, but some of these levels take 50 tries to actually get past. We'll try and go to a more difficult level, because some of them can be a little bit frustrating actually. And aside from being frustrating, there's also quite a few different quirks and obstacles that they do throw in at you. You get more penguins, obviously, to shoot on the more difficult levels, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy and an easy breeze to get through every single first try. So there we go, we are loading. I like this new camera. Tell me what you think about the new camera in the comments below, that would be rather nice. Oh, this sucks. There's pretty much a con for the application. Apparently Arctic Shuffle 2 will crash on occasion. I don't think oh, that's right, it does. Arctic Crash will crash, ironically. The application will automatically shut off, which is called crashing, probably every 5 levels you play. I do actually remember that. That was kind of a downer. But every like 5 levels you play, it'll just automatically shut off. It will save your high score, so that was fine. But then you just got to restart the application. As you see, it takes about 20 seconds. But this is the one that I could never pass. And what you do here, we need to break this egg in the middle. Of course, I missed the egg. So I broke the egg, and now what I need to do, I believe, I'm not sure how to get through this, but I need to avoid all these red strips right here. So I need to hit my penguin, bounce off this, and land in the target right there. And of course my other one's going to get in the way. Hey, good thing I'm terrible at this, right? So that's the entire level I just lost, as you guys see right there. So it's a little bit more difficult as you go on. I can't pass this level. That's all I'm going to show you guys. It's called Arctic Shuffle 2. I believe that's 99 cents as well. Check the annotations and the more info over here. And my final and probably, actually yes, my final and favorite app of this app review is going to be a classic one that I did play on shockwave.com. It was over the internet. It's an old Flash game. It might be newer versions, but I used to play the old one called Water Balloon Drop, and this is going to be called Water Balloon Drop Hollywood. So what you do is you are these characters. You get to pick either him or her, sorry. You get to pick one of the two characters. It really doesn't matter who you are, actually. Okay, I see. I have to hold it. And you stand on top of different buildings, and different passerbys will go by. Some are good, some are bad, just a few are bad, and depending on who you actually hit will add up your score bonus. You get a few balloons each round, and also a time. There's a few different bonus and power-ups that you can earn, but what you do is you throw the water balloons down in these people, and it seems like kind of a stupid, childish game, but most games are, and this is definitely a very fun and addicting one. I've always loved this game, and I'm really glad that they ported it onto the iPod and iPhone. This is going to be the Lite version. I believe the only difference from the Lite version to the paid version is that the Lite one occasionally will have an advertisement, but I do think it still has all the full levels. It has all the levels and still the same, pretty much just all the same features as the paid version. I think it just has advertisements in between some levels. So go to New Game, and I will show you how it goes. So we're going to be Hydro, not Hydra, because they both look stupid. My name is Letters.
Let's learn how to play the game.
Not that complicated. Also, what I noticed, it seems like, it sounds like the announcer for the tutorial right there, and right there, it sounds like the same announcer from Price is Right for the iPod and iPhone. I don't know. Anyway, just something I noticed. So, you see I got pretty far. Actually, I didn't get that far at all. That's just showing me how far you can go. But you start right here, go to OK. See, and here's a sponsor. And it's really not between every single level, I don't believe, but occasionally you will see a sponsor. So when you start a level, it shows you what to hit on the left and what not to hit on the right. Loading. Okay, so down at the top we have our HUD, ammo, timer, lives, and score. To actually control, you do tilt left and right using the accelerometer. It's really shaky and not very fun at first, but I do like the controls after a while. And then you also kind of just slam down. So I hit the granny and got -25. You slam down to actually be able to drop the balloon. So I just got a golden balloon, and that will kind of like triple my next score for my next hit of a positive character. Don't hit the cop. Cool, I failed. That's pretty sad that I failed the first level. But anyway, that's going to be the entire application. That's all I'm really going to show you for it because I'm getting a little bit later in this review. Wanted to pack quite a few apps in this one because I know I haven't done an app review in a while. But run through of all the apps that I just reviewed for you. We can finally zoom in with my camera. Movie Tweets, Hurricane List, SimplyTweet, Arctic Shuffle 2, and Water Balloon Drop Lite. Remember to get the Lite version first. I think the only difference is that there's ads in the Lite version. That's all I have for you guys in this review. Make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for my next app review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I haven't done one for a while, but I promise I'm getting back into them as soon as I can. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day.